Well, hello my friends, this is Gladys from Gladys Garden and Heart of a Gypsy. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Today I'd like to share something that I want to share all my trinkets with you. Things that I have collected over the years, many years. This arsenal did not come into play in 2 days. I've made a couple of charms lately. I mean, I've always made charms for my projects, but I've made a couple recently for 2 of my works that I've done for 2 of my designers, or actually companies that I designed for. It's Ephemera Vintage Garden. I had made this little charm, and let me just bring it here. Because that way you're able to appreciate, and I don't want to really get it out of the box because it's so well put in there. So I made this little cute little charm. I mean, there's really nothing to it, to be honest, but a lot of people liked it and they've been commenting on it. Some of the little charms in here, something that we've all done, right? Nothing out of the ordinary. I made this one. Which wasn't, okay, no, this one. This is the one I wanted to show first. I just finished this, was it last night? I think it was last night, or today, I can't even remember. Because I was, this was for my big book, my Files of Dream big book that you all seen on the previous video. And so I made these dangle charms. And there's lots of beads, and I could use you know, a lot of this little metal things that you can buy in the craft industry. Tim Holtz has lots of them, many more, but I like to expand a little bit more, and I really like different looking beads. I do have a lot of regular beads and pearls and things of that nature, but I also like to collect things that are just different. And my favorite way of stocking beads and all kinds of stuff is just going to the clearance department on jewelry stores. It doesn't have to be a jewelry store, it could be just a department store. And it's so much cheaper than to buy regular beads, let me tell you. When you go buy beads just, you know, just by themselves in a bag, obviously depends on where you buy them, obviously, and the brands. There is brands, believe it or not. Like Cloisonné, I really like Cloisonné, and I'll get one of those out so you can see. But they're expensive beads. They're not cheap. Well, like this one, you know, that has actually, it's kind of an enamel work, so it's a very delicate work, and you know, I can definitely appreciate craftsmanship for sure. So when I find them, I do buy them. But just take a moment and go to the department stores, any clearance section. And obviously when they're in the clearance, either they didn't get to be sold at the regular price, or nobody liked them, or they're just funky. And perhaps they're just not good looking within jewelry setting. Well, I love taking those things apart, okay? And then use them for charms, and I have done that for a long time. There's more. This used to be a part of an earring. See, all these things, I would just love them for that. This used to be part of a necklace, I think. This used to be just a regular bead, and then I put other things to it, and I did some wiring work on it. But the point of that is that you can really get your arsenal. You can get your you know, your stock really well if you do it the way I'm telling you to just go buy them. Sometimes you just go to secondhand stores too, and sometimes you can find those antique ones that, you know, they're so priceless, or they're just so different and lovely. So that's basically what I do. So a lot of these things that I have here has been through jewelry that I have had for myself and that have broken, and I don't dare throw them away because I know I can use them, and I really do. And for the years I've collected, obviously, lots and lots of things. So I'm going to tell you some of the things other than just the beads and all the charms and whatever else that you want that you know you would need to create a unique piece or a charm for either a project or just, I mean, they can be hanging out of anything. They just look so beautiful. So apart from having all your beads and stuff, there is some obviously tools that you would need. I know these all have names. I think this is a nose pliers. I think, I don't know. So these ones are like rounded. The whole thing in here is rounded. Obviously, I'm not a jeweler, you know, and I just use them and I like them and they work for me. So you're definitely going to need some of these when you learn some wiring. Then this other one that is still like a nose plier, but they're a little thicker. And they just have a little bit more strength to bend. And then anything to cut, obviously, so one that is flat like that. And I always, you know, like to go in and get tools at like Home Depot and stuff. And sometimes they have these things on clearance because they sell them in little packages. Well, they're great for jewelry making, okay? So I get them in there too. So those are the things, the tools that you're going to, I mean, they're must-have for jewelry making. The other thing that you're going to use or need, it's some good wiring. I have had this wire for a long time and it's really getting thin now and I cannot get it. I cannot find it anymore. But it's brass and it's very thin. Okay, very, very thin. It's 24 gauge, but it's very moldable and very resistant, so it doesn't break easily at all. And it is for craft. So I do like this, the way it feels and how it works. This is part of the wiring or wrapping wiring that I did. If you can see that right there. I don't know if you can pick all that, but some of that, you know, wiring work right there. It just looks good. You know, it's just get a little extra wire and just twist it around it. And I like that one because you can just do it by hand and at the end just kind of twist it around so it kind of goes in and doesn't poke you. But it works really well. The other one is a steel wire that I buy. You can buy this at any hardware store. I mean, the 24 and the 20 is one of the ones that I use a lot, okay? And there is a steel wire, and for this I mean, I use it like this too, black, but you can also get one of those steel fibers and just clean it that way, you know, because it will cut your fingers a little dirty. I don't really fuss with it. I just use it the way it is. It's for charms. It's not going to be against me. The other one is copper wire. You know, I really like this one too, but this one does cut. You know, it's not as strong as the brass, in my opinion, anyways. But I like the look and the moldability of it. Is also a 24, you know, gauge wire. So that's another one. Many times you can go to places like Walmart, and you know they also sell a lot of beads there, but they can be expensive too. But they also have a box underneath all those nice beads on clearance. Not so much on clearance. They have like the dollar bin in there, and you can go and get this gorgeous. These are glass, okay? I think they're just absolutely stunning. And obviously I'm not going to use them like that. I take them apart and I use them when I need to. So I get a lot of those. And here is some broken jewelry that I bought, I don't even know where. And I paid, it was regular 18, then it became $3.99, and then it was half of that. So I paid, yeah, $1.99 for it. So, and this is perfect for a charm, you know. So those are the things that I utilize all the time. But I'm going to do a couple of beads with you guys, and you can see the process, that it's nothing to it, and it's quite easy. So you can, you know, start making your own beads or your own dangles. One thing that you really must have is good jump rings, okay? Look how many I have in here. Why do I have so many here? Because I keep buying them and I keep finding that many of them are just crap. They're just, pardon my French, but they're just no good. I hate to say this, Tim Ho started with his jump rings that they were really good at the beginning, than the ones he's made for about 2 years now. If you tug anything with them, it'll just open up and you lose the whole thing. So I don't buy his anymore. Look at this. This is one of his. And I use this size a lot, you know, right here. But look, I can just do it with my hand. I can just totally open it. That is no good. Okay. So, can you use this for other things? Yes, maybe for things that are not going to be moving, but you know, what's the point of that? So I keep dumping them in there and finding different ones until I found one that I absolutely love. And this is through Susan Lenar Kesmer, I think she is. She is, you know, obviously the Altar Jewelry Queen, along with Jen Cushman, my friend. She, they have this quality, and I really mean quality, jump rings that they're so hard. You definitely need the tools to open them. And that's what I was looking for. I wanted kind of bulky ones too. I didn't want the delicate ones looking. Look at that. These are nice. They're nice and fatty, and they're really hard. Nothing is going to move. I mean, you just cannot pull. You'll probably break the charm before you open this puppy. So, love them. They have many sizes. So, unfortunately, you know, they only really sell at Michael's, and I truly like to support my local craft store because, you know, I like for them to keep in business. So that's pretty much one of the only things I can buy there, because they have a in arrangements with them, you know, that they sell their jewelry, or not. It's not so much jewelry, it's charms for jewelry, altar charm jewelries. So they're amazing. Okay, so let me show you a package of theirs. I think I have one here. Let's see. Do I or don't I? Yes, I do. No, it's not. Oh, there's one here. I'm sorry. It was really hidden in there. Okay, so this is one. So it's called Industrial Chic. That's what the brand is, and it's by Susan Lenar Kasmar. Okay, so that's the brand. Best jump rings ever. Okay, I don't even buy any other anymore because they're just not, they're no good. They just don't compare on the quality. So if you have that available, and just collect all kinds of, you know, chains, from broken chains or from anything, just collect them, and because you'll be using little pieces here and there for charms. All right, well, let me gather in the charms that I'm going to utilize. Let me do my choosing, and I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, my friends, we are, I think, ready to go. So I decided to see if I can do, I'm going to do a pink one, because lately, somehow, pink has been around my everyday life, and I'm not a pink person, but I need to go with the flow, right? So for some reason it's been coming, or I don't know what's been happening. Okay, so let me show you what you can have. These are called just like pins that you can buy specifically to make jewelry, and these are very nice because they have a nice little let me see. Oh, it's not coming there. A nice little finish, and you can put your beads in there, and then at the end twist it, you know, and close it. And they're quite. This is a very good quality ones. They're really hard. You really have to use your pliers for that. But for tutorials purpose today, I am going to use a piece of wire. Oh, what is this one called? The brass that I show you, and I'll tell you how much I have here. I have about 8 inches, okay, and the reason is because I like to do the twisting over the bead look, that, you know, that wire wrapping that looks really I don't know, just, you know, kind of altered. It just looks like it's old, and I really like that look. Okay, so I'm just going to go plain. So let's say that you don't have these ones. That's okay. You can make your own pin. So I know I'm going to use this bead right here to be my bottom bead, and that's going to be like my closure per se. So I just passed it through, and I left about, well, I don't want to do like about an inch, but maybe yeah, it's about an inch. You know, I'm going to leave in there. And then once you have that, once you have that inch there, I'm just going to twist it. And this is why I like this wire, okay? Because you can just grab the bead, keep twisting, 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 and there you go. You have the nice bead already there. And since we are using large beads, oop, did I break this? No. Since we are using large beads, it's okay to twist in there because the other bead will fit through it. Now at this point I can make my decision and use some spacers perhaps. And I'll show you what I have in spacers. Let me just move my tools here. Alright, so this is going to be, I'm going to do pink in, let's see, I think I'm going to do pink and silver. Alright, although this, you know, I'm going to do gold because obviously my wire is gold. So let me get some things out of here. This is kind of cute. I'm actually going to put this butterfly in here. Look at that. So it's a little butterfly, and I'm going to leave that there. And then I am going to pick one of these beads right here, this big one. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love the glass ones. And this one has like, oh, you know, like the minerals inside kind of look, and it's just beautiful. All right, so now I'm going to create another spacer. And I am going to put this little, and I'll show you one. It's one of these spacers that are rounded, and they have, you know, the glitter, or not the glitter, but the rhinestone on the edges. Okay, so I'm going to do that there. And I think I'm going to do one of these weird looking polka dotted beads right here. So there is that, and I am going to utilize, good night. That was my son saying good night. Okay, so I'm going to use one of those same beads or spacers that I just used in a little while ago, and just to go on top of that one. Okay, so there's that. And I like to, in order for me to finish this, or to feel like it looks finished, I need to use, or I want to use the other bead, the same one that I use on the bottom, okay? Nothing to it. Just put it in there. Now comes the good part. I love this part actually. Okay, so get your round nose pliers, you know, the one that are kind of rounded, and you're going to do like a, I'm going to hold it this way and then turn it around like almost 90 degree. And you know the logo for Cancer, that is, you know, just kind of a loop like that. Okay, so that's, you can say that that's what you're going to do. Okay, so bring it like that, and then keep it inside there. Now I'm going to start, sorry, that thing just fell. All right, so right there, and now I'm going to start the wiring. And look, I am just going to go around it, just because with this wire I can. Other wires are much stronger and they won't allow you to do this, okay? You see if I can zoom in so you can see a little better, and I'm not even sure if you, oops, sorry. Okay, so let me see if you can, so I'm trying to look at the frame so I know I'm in frame and you guys can see. So I'm just turning and turning, and that's the reason why I got the 8 inches, because for this purpose I wanted to have all this wire in here. Now I'm going to switch the position of my round nose pliers so I can keep on twisting. Just go around. You can also use your regular nose pliers and go around it. When the wire is so soft, you can just do it with your hands, okay? You see, like this one. All right, so let me press that because I don't want to be poking myself every time I grab this. Okay, so here it is. And it's tight in there, okay? Every time you're doing this wiring, it just makes it tighter and tighter. All right, so there is the charm. You can see, maybe I can get something dark that I can put this charm against it. Yeah, right there. Okay, so let me fix that. Okay, so there's, you see your loop and you see the wiring going around it, and you see the rest of the bead. Okay, so we have the little one on the bottom that's just created like our pin to hold the whole thing, and then I put that little butterfly in there that is like a spacer, big bead, and then I put one of those rhinestone spacers around, and then that polka dotted one that is glass with a little bit of pink in it, and then another one, those round rhinestones, and at the end the same ball that I use, or same bead that I use on the bottom on top, and just make my loop as you saw it. Whoops, sorry. And that's it, you know. But it's so easy, nothing to it. Now I am going to use a let's use a jump ring to make sure the whole thing is done, and as soon as I'm ready to put it into a clasp or a chain, we can do so. And I think I'm gonna grab, I have a piece of this pink chain. It's not for really your body because it's one of those aluminums, but they make excellent chain charms. Okay, so I cut that to the length that I wanted. So now this could be even a lot, okay, but I'm going to start wrapping, or not wrapping, but I'm going to put my charm on that. And let me start with this end. Just use any length, and it looks really good when you have several charms in the one chain. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? I think it's beautiful. And there's your charm. You know, there's really nothing to it. Nothing. I mean, it's so easy to make them. Okay, so let's make the other one now. I'm thinking I want to make a green one. And I'm gonna get some this is like an aqua green. I have this, I love glass beads. They're really pretty. I have this check beads that I got, don't know where, how long ago either, but look at the multifaceted see, I don't know if you can see that. You see that there, a little better right there. They're really different. And look at this one's right here. They're multifaceted. Okay, they're really beautiful. They're from the Czech Republic. So I'm gonna put one of that. Then this is another one that I got from the Czech Republic, and I like this because they're clear, but they're almost like a little barrel, and they have a little glass, well, obviously they're glass, but they have a little gold tint to them. So I'm gonna use a couple of those, I think, and we can always get more. The other thing that I really like, anything that is a natural you know, material. These are mother of pearl pieces. They've been already you know, they're polished and they're ready for anyone to use them. So I'm going to put one there. I love using them. They're just beautiful. This is another one. We call this like our flourish, and these are also from the Czech Republic. They have kind of odd and different ones over there, so let me show you. This one's right here. Isn't that pretty? They're just gorgeous. They're like little barrels. It's hard to see them on the camera. It's not until I start taking the pictures and you guys can, you know, really see the whole thing. Let me get some more, some other stuff in here that I need. Oops. Oh. Okay, well I can't see those. I'm sorry. I thought I had some extra beads there, but I don't. Alright, so now I'm going to get extra spacers. Look at these balls right here. Aren't they cute? They're wire, like wrapped around wire. And their spacers are gorgeous. I'm going to get a couple of this ones. They're metal gold, and they're like brass. So we're going to use a couple of those. I'm not sure if we're going to use both of them, but we'll have them ready. Okay, so let's see. Let's get our wire again, and I'm going to get the same thing, about, you know, give or take 8 inches. I'm not going to measure it this time. It's just, you know, I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, so let's start by, I think I'm going to use one of these metal ones, okay? And I'll go about an inch and a quarter, and then I'll start twisting. Okay, so then you end up with the ball there, and there's just a little twist there, okay? But this wire is so soft that it really tightens, very pretty. All right, so let's see. I wanted something a little bigger than that, but oh, how about this? How about this one right here? That would work. Okay, so let me find, there it is. Oh, that's gonna look pretty. Look at that already. I think so. Okay, so let's keep on. I think I'm going to use these green larger bead that I got from the Czech Republic. Let's see if I can, there's a little bit of wire sticking there, and I don't want that to become an issue. I may have to put another spacer in between, just because it's kind of screaming out. So let me just get a regular little bead, glass bead, to act as a spacer, and that way it covers that part of that double piece of wire. Alright, and then we're going to put this one on, and now we have this. And I'm not crazy about that bead in the middle, but it's going to have to do, because, alright, so let's see. We are going to, I think I'm going to use one of these little, let's see what we have in here. I don't want that. Maybe one of these little small, little tiny little barrels. Put that in between there. Or not. No, I'm not. This is really all about your taste, and there's no right or wrong way, to be honest. It's what you like. Alright, so now I'm going to get one of those little barrels. And you'll see them in the pictures. I'll take a bunch of pictures afterwards. And we'll finish with one of this little, it's like a little, I don't know, like a little tulip, almost. Yeah, almost like that. And I'm not really happy about this. Let me see. So this is what I mean. You can just change your mind at the drop of a hat, and boy, do I do that a lot. And that's okay. You know, I'm gonna get another of this green, because I think if I have that larger one, it's going to marry the whole, you know, little project. Alright, so try not to use a lot of your time, but So I decided to, oh, I put the wrong one. I think I'm senile now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, see, that's going to do it right there. So it's marrying the whole thing, and now I'm going to use another of those brass spacers, which we started with one. I always like to finish them like that with what I begin. It seems like the project just gets finished, you know, and it looks that way. So all right, so get your round nose pliers, and you're going to go about, I would say about a quarter, no, about 3/8 of an inch up, and then you're going to do your twist all the way up. Okay, all the way up, and your turn or your loop in there, it's going to look like it's sideways. Well, it is sideways, but it's okay for right now because you need to start twisting. You can always fix that later with no issues, okay? You just want to do that kind of a 90-degree turn, and that's all. But these are just so much fun to do, and you can't really do it by hand, if you notice. I try to do it just by hand without putting my round nose pliers in it, and it just turns with you, so it doesn't wind. You have to really do it while the round nose plier is holding the rest of the project. Okay, and I'm just going to flatten it so I don't have that sticky part or that that wire there sticking out. All right, so this is one that is just a tiny bit, you know, longer than the other one. So let's see the other one. See, it's just a tiny bit longer, but they look really cool. They really do. So really just be inventive and just, you know, use your own taste to make this. Mix things, you know, not everything has to be matchy-matchy. And they look really, really cool. Let's do a black one. Let's do something with black in it. I like that. And I also love sea glass. It's expensive, so I don't buy it very often. But sea glass that has been, you know, obviously drilled and cut and everything, it looks really pretty. So I'm going to use copper this time. And let me cut my piece. Alright, so it's about the same amount, you know. And I am going to utilize one of these little spacers that are from the Czech Republic. There's like a little bitty barrel. They're hard to see, I know, but once you see the pictures you'll be able to appreciate them. 1.25 inches over it, and then you start twisting. Just because we're not using a head pin right now. Alright, so that's going to work. And let's start with the stone ones are really pretty too. I'll show you one right here. Kind of hard to get here. This is actually natural stone that has been cut and polished and oops, I'm out of frame. See, that's what I mean. So it's a natural stone and it's been cut and drilled and polished and everything. I love those. I think they make really pretty charms, and look how nice it went into it. Really, really nice. Okay, so let's do, I am going to do something a little different this time. We're going to use this little, there's these spacers right here. See if, I hope you can see that. They have an extra loop on the side, and those are obviously to use that way, and you hang a charm from them. So those are really cool also. Alright, let me use, let's see, what do I want to use for this? Do I want to use a spacer? I don't always use a spacer. I mean, it's what you want to do, not what you have to do. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there's a little bitty one in here. I like that. Let me show you this one right here. So hard to grab. Oop, I got the wrong one. See, they're just so small. Okay. See the little beady barrel. Just a tiny bit. Alright, so you're just going to pass your wire through it, let it hit. And I still have a little bit of that double wire in there, so I'm just going to kind of turn it around so that middle bead or middle spacer kind of grabs the extra little wire that I had, you know, when we flipped it over. And now it's completely covered. Now we can use one of those black glass beads right here. There's that. So this is not going to be something really, you know, fancy or anything, but I think it's different. There. See that extra little thing in there? And I'm still going to use one of those barrels that I used on the bottom. But before I do that, I want to put my little spacer that has that extra loop on the side so we can hang an extra charm from it. Okay, now let's put that glass little barrel that we started this charm with, and there it is. You see that? So now let's do our loop. And I left more wire in this, so it's going to end up looking really good. So I'm going to do a little bigger loop. Not the loop, but I just grab more, you know, the bigger, the more you put it inside this way, the hole becomes bigger. Okay, so I'm going to make it just a tiny bit bigger, and now I can start wrapping. And again, this wire allows me to. Not all of them can you do this, okay? This is what you call a soft metal. But I really like it. I like the look of wire. Okay, so now I'm just, since I'm still holding it in the loop, I'm just going to press so that little extra, and it's still sticking in there. So when you see it there, try to press it against the rest of the, you know, the wire that you already looped in there. And if it's giving you heck, cut it. Like this one is. I'm just going to cut that one. I'm not dealing with that. There it is. Because it's so small of a piece. Oops. There. Alright. So there's the black one. And it has, you know, the wiring on top. And it has a little extra loop in there so we can hang something from it. So I'm going to do that. Let's create something with that one. Let's see, what do I want? And that has to be smaller one. Let's see, what do I have in here? Oh, I like these ones. This one is going to do. This is from an old jewelry. I am going to get, this is just one single bead, but I like it for it. Let me remove it. There. Oops. I'm trying to open up the, what I'm going to do is close this one and use an extra jump ring because I don't want that to be so close to the black stone that is always, that you can't see it. So let me get another, and I'm going to get a copper one. There it is. So there's that, because this is kind of coppery, goldish, kind of funky. Oops, where did that go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's what they call it, jump rings, because they do jump from you. No, I'm just saying that. I'm paying attention to that. Okay. and we'll pass it through that little loop, and voila.
Emily, come here for a second, right now.
Okay, so there is your extra little charm. And so when it's dangling, it's gonna look like this. Isn't it cute? Okay, my friends, there's a small little tutorial for you, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Play with beads, play with used jewelry, old jewelry, car parts, that'll work too. Little things, yeah, they look really cute too. So just be inventive and use your imagination, and yeah, you come up with really cute stuff. And then you can start, you know, you can match them to your product. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but you could, you know. So like in this case, for this box, I use the colors that would be kind of similar. I love that striped glass bead. I think it's gorgeous. So I use the green, the yellows, you know, that, and then I use the rose color chain because I wanted that coppery also look into it. So that's why I did that. Okay. So yeah, just be creative and enjoy making charms. I hope I can see some of yours and post them so I can like them. Okay, you guys take care and have a great night. Bye bye.